Winter is upon us, folks, and a lot of people get very bah humbuggy during the holiday season, but today I want to talk about a little indie slasher, a late 90s classic, about an evil convicted serial killer that gets turned into a snowman. Jack Frost, ever heard of it? The 1997 creature feature. That was actually, a lot of people call awfully bad, but I thought it was actually pretty good. What up, y'all? Welcome back to Phantom of the Indie Review. I am your host. You got a smoke I can bum? Dill. We are on the journey of 4,000 subscribers by Christmas at the very least, and I know we can do it. To all the people that have been sticking around watching these videos and commenting a lot, we a community here and I value you all very much. It's been so fun talking horror with you. If you're new to this channel and you don't hate me completely and you don't think I suck, just watch a few more videos and then decide to subscribe. That'd be cool. But if any of that sounds fun to you, if you like 90s horror, movies about holiday and happiness turned haunting, and if you want to see a dude jump into the back of a truck filled with antifreeze and survive to tell the tale, come hang out with me and give me a subby. Believe it or not, there was a 2-year span back in 97 and 98 where 2 Jack Frost movies happened. The 1998 one is garnered as a cult classic, starring our man Michael Keaton, aka Beetlejuice, or that dude from Spider-Man. That one's obviously not a horror, and here at the Drip Fed Dread we talk about horror, so psych. I thought I was talking about a family-friendly movie. No, we're talking about the 1997 horror comedy. As notorious serial killer Jack Frost is being driven to his execution, the truck carrying the murderer encounters a bizarre accident that transforms him into a mutant snowman. Yeah, that's right. I've been getting a lot of comments lately of people saying they don't want me to spoil the movie heavily. I mean, I didn't know a movie that was damn near 30 years old could be spoiled. No, but in all fun, let's talk about this. I really do like how the movie does begin with its fun, ironically holiday-spirited introduction where as the credits roll in, you see a room with all this festive decor around, and a British dude is telling a story about Jack Frost and pretty much the lore of the killer, how he started off as a serial killer and then how all of this unfolded into him becoming a crazy snowman. And he's telling this story to his little daughter, and she's all creeped out because at the beginning she's like, "Daddy, I want a scary story that's a little bit funny," and he just gets into this like brutal, macabre, detailed story that is actually quite severe and scary, and it's actually pretty cool to have that set up. And as this is happening in the main credit scenes, all the names and like credits are on like ornaments and decorations on the tree. That was very unique to me. It's just a funny intro, and it really sets the tone for this movie with that whimsical, iconic Christmas music in the background as he's telling this gut-wrenching tale, and he's like, "All right, hon, have a good night." So yeah, as we know, the killer, Jack Frost, such a fitting name, is a diabolical man, a mass murderer, very praised and sardonic. Right around Christmas time, he is being transported to be executed. We get a little backstory that a sheriff of a small town called Snowmonton, believe it or not, one day he was just doing his job and got unlucky by coming in contact with Jack Frost. He sees him pulled over on the side of the road, doing something shady, maybe disposing a body, and Jack Frost is like, "Hey, I'm just taking a leak here, buddy." And the cop's like, "Yo, I need your license and registrations." And this is where we get the insanity revealed of Jack Frost. In this flashback scene, they show him arresting Jack Frost, convicted of the crime, and as he's being walked down the stairs, he's screaming at the sheriff. He's like, "You're dead! Your family's dead! I'm gonna kill you! You're fucking done! I'm done with you!" And Scott McDonald, who plays Jack Frost, I think does a very fun performance. It's very, like I said, it's very chaotic. It's of that time, that Child's Play era, Leprechaun, those main characters where they're obviously more funny in nature. They are creepy, but they got punchlines and they're very humorous, though psychotic. But yeah, Sheriff Sam Tiller, he has that little flashback, and we get that revealed backstory because he is driving home one late night with his wife and kid, and he sees the clock turns at midnight, and she's like, "Dude, you're good. Jack's dead. They're executing him. There's nothing to worry about." But we see that Jack, in sadistic serial killer fashion, kills the guard in the back of his truck. Yeah, tries to escape, but instead of escaping, he gets caught up in this bizarre freak accident where he is sprayed down by this liquid that melts him, disintegrates him into a bunch of little molecules, and he vanishes into the snow. All around, I feel like this movie is very fun. Holiday horror movies are always fun. They always captivate ambiance, kind of like with Halloween, with the aesthetic and atmosphere of, you know, Christmas trees, snow, cheerful people being tormented by ravenous killers. But it's very, ironic and coincidental, as we know, because Halloween is made to be macabre, it's made to be scary, frightful, the spookiest time of the year. Some might argue that Christmas is. And that like dichotomy of cheerful, sleepy town people trying to have a good holiday being attacked by something supernatural or evil really works well. And it makes it more scary because this is that one time of the year where people are supposed to be safe. This does have an ensemble cast, not of really mainstream names, but the whole town kind of works as an entity during this movie. It plays off kind of like a Stephen King novel when he writes about small towns where there's many characters. There's one family that gets picked apart by Jack's savagery. One of the daughter played by Shannon Elizabeth from American Pie, 13 Ghosts. Obviously we have the sheriff, his son, and his wife, and a bunch of other innocent bystanders. And right off the bat, I really like Sheriff Sam Tiller. I feel like he's a great central piece. You really care for him. You like his family enough, but you like him specifically. He's kind of small town, simple-minded, doing his job the best he can. But when a grisly murder unfolds just a few nights before Christmas, he starts to get that everlasting fear in his soul that, oh no, Jack Frost didn't get executed last night, because nobody knows. They heard on the news that, yeah, Jack Frost was killed in a freak accident, but somewhere deep down he's like, this is too coincidental, Jack Frost is coming for me. And we get this cool little scene where him and the sheriff are at the house of the old man that gets murdered, and we see the brutal kill, and they're just talking about it. And throughout this movie, it's very comedic. Like, these cops don't really know what they're doing when it comes to murders. And the sheriff, yeah, he did arrest Jack on a fluke, but he's not a FBI agent or a detective. So he decides to call up the FBI, and he's like, yo, is Jack dead? And this dude's like, yeah, he's dead, but hangs up the phone, and he talks to his partner. He's like, we gotta go to Snowmen. This movie has some pretty fun kills, not as many as you'd like, but they are festive. There's one in a house that really surprises me with its goriness. And the transformation of Jack turning into the melting was actually pretty graphic. When he gets hit with that spray and kind of just disintegrates, that was actually pretty brutal, and I was like, damn, that looks cool. And the idea of Jack Frost is really cool too. Scientists, they created a fucking chemical that was supposed to help with wars, that if people got killed and disintegrated, that their DNA cells could be rejuvenated and that humans could be rebuilt out of where they were melted. It's very scientific. It's very
actually very scientific. I won't go into right.
And I'm maybe botching it more than I should. A chemical that turns humans into little DNA molecules that, when collected, can be reharvested, creating human life again. But they did not realize that this chemical was gonna physically bring back the person that was melted. For example, the scientist is like, no, you gotta understand that the soul exists. We thought we would just get a person brought back to life and then start from scratch, but this is specifically Jack Frost's soul, his being, his aura, and that's very haunting. The movie is very fun. I see a lot of reviews, a lot of people being like, this one's awfully bad, this one's awfully good, or it's so bad it's good. It's like, to an extent I get that, but I try to give movies the benefit of the doubt. The only negativity I do have is the corny catchphrases that Jack Frost has non-stop, like once he becomes more prominent in the movie. Like, there's this one scene where literally he like flying through the air and he's like, I can see your house from here, and like, don't get me wrong, it's funny, but when every other line is like a punchline, it's like, I am a firm believer that yes, supernatural stuff is very outlandish, like a talking, killing snowman is very far-fetched, so it should be comedic, but why not also try to make it a little bit more serious and scary? Like we see with Chucky, he starts off really scary, gets comedic. Same with Leprechaun. Like, yeah, you can do the comedy because it is very outlandish and bizarre, but you don't have to stick to just comedy. Because the rest of this movie kind of has a very eerie cat and mouse detective tone to it, with the FBI agents coming in, with the sheriff really desperately trying to save his town, protect his family, because Jack Frost is like, I'm gonna come and kill your family. And it's a pretty good movie. There are some fatal flaws from certain characters. Like, one part really bothered me where the son bakes his dad some cookies or like some oatmeal. I don't know, it's like fucking breakfast. It's like an oatmeal breakfast. And Jack Frost gets it on him and he's like, his kryptonite must be oatmeal. And the son's like, no, I just didn't want you to get cold, Dad, so I put antifreeze in it. So you could have just killed your dad right there. And instead of being like, okay, he was like, oh man, you saved my life, thank you. It's like, what? And then again, there's another scene where multiple people get doused in a whole vat of antifreeze in a certain part, and I'm pretty sure that would probably kill them. But, you know, there's a talking snowman running loose, so you gotta suspend your disbelief somewhere, if that's how you say it. And all around, it's a good, fun, quirky movie for the holidays. It's better quality than I thought it was going to be. The kills are more fun. The storyline is there. It has a good storyline. Some pretty, not scary scenes, but frightfully spooky scenes. Alright guys, that's a review. Have you seen this movie? Comment down below. Did you think it was as bad as many people did? What's your favorite Christmas horror movie of all time or holiday horror movie of all time around this time? Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, all the 9 yards. If you have any recommendations, comment down below and let me know what you want to see me review. But alright guys, that is the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe. Give me a thumber. Hit that ding-ling button harassing you, telling you, hey, it's me, I'm here, and I'm going to say it one time for the one time and two time for the O's. Give me a hell yeah for horror.
Blow me.